never occurred to me how often I dream about simplicity and how rare it ever happens. It's some of the tragedy that I ever had to grow up. And life's not all about club hopping, name dropping, and maybe somewhere all lost in the fog. I must have mistakenly bypassed all the other parts. The section where you had to pay bills, actually go to work. You learned that guy you dated was just a jerk. And oddly enough, this is the easy part. Waking up daily to something I apparently tried so hard to get out of my parents' house and do. And I simply wish I could rewind time or maybe take a breath or two. But incidentally, every time I feel like I can sit my ass down, there's something left to be done. If it ain't this problem, then it's another one. There are times when I try my best to reflect, when gas ran on air, food was free, summertime was off, and every bill I had was free. But cramps were just because I laughed too hard, when kids my friend instead of calling me mom, when everything on the tree was signed from you to me, or maybe I was busy, or never had time to notice, but people were never died, they just never showed up. People didn't cry, problems were non-existent, and I was so resistant to every single worry in the world. I mean, where did the time go? I remember when Barbie used to talk, but Tom and Jerry didn't. Scooby-Doo was on a mission, and my mom was in the kitchen. Heaven was a wonderful place until somebody told me I had to die before I go. Don't get me wrong, I want to go to heaven. It's the dying that I'm worried for. Here I am trying to figure out what's the next hottest toy I want. And then I figure out I'm way too old for toys, and they only got me socks to keep my toes from getting cold. Hell, I don't want that jacket. I stared at that Toys R Us catalog for way too long. And I don't see nothing but 2 packages on the tree, and I can tell that ain't what I asked for. I remember when being outside was a luxury, taking a nap was like the worst for me, and the park was like the place to be. Now I barely go outside unless I'm rushing off to work. A nap is mandatory because my supervisor's a jerk, and every move I make seems to ache and hurt. This simply can't be what I signed up for, what I waited my whole life to be. Why I begged God to make me 18, then 21, and then the rest is a blur to me. And then it simply occurred to me that others gotta get where I've been, see what I saw, do what I did to get where I am. Hell, I ain't even halfway there yet, but I'm sure far from who I am. And now instead of begging God to make me 18 so I can get in the club, and 21 so I can drink, I'm praying to God for happiness and a sound mind for me to think. I don't wake up every morning assuming I'm gonna live forever, or thinking I'm not gonna get sick in this cold weather. I take precautions in a scary world that's not like it used to be. But people take real life and put it on TV. But people actually die and people always cry. And somehow, I'm grateful for all the huge things that my little eyes didn't see. And whether I was blinded by ignorance or the happiness that childhood brings, I'm satisfied with everything happens for a reason. And maybe I was supposed to miss it because I would have missed. And maybe I was supposed to have missed it because mistakenly, if I happened to be anywhere else, maybe I wouldn't be standing right here today. And I guess it's all how you look at things. Childhood was irreplaceable, undefinable, unmistakably a time that I wouldn't trade for any other moment in the world. Not to be 18, 21, or any of those other ages I seem to bypass to get here. So when it comes to a time when my children act like they can't stand me, or they think that they know it all, I tell them to hurry up and move out, then we'll see who's smart. And I open the door when they come running from what the real world has in store. So be careful about that age thing and what you wish for. Because once you skip childhood, it'll never be one more. And I love to reminisce and shuffle more down memory lane. But the real world just keeps calling. It just keeps calling my name. So even though I can make this poem 6 pages longer, I leave from where I came. I was mentally motivated to send out some of the illest shit that I wrote.
Miss Kim to come to the mic. So I want everybody to welcome Miss Kim.
Greetings, how's everybody doing? I do have products available. I have books and CDs if anybody's interested. I'm going to do one quick piece and just kind of move out of your way. It's called Love is One Long Breakup, because of course we've all had bad breakups, right? Yeah, so this is about This is about a bad breakup. Love is one long breakup. Love never leaves quietly. It kicks and screams on its way out of the door. It raises fists to beat back pain. It curses and spews venom, calls you names that don't fit. Offense and abrasions lose concepts of control. It holds on to the door jamb when you dial 911. Fingers whitened by passion pushed down. It locks you out and wishes you death. With its last breath, it unfolds all of your dirty laundry, scatters scars on your front lawn with neighbors looking on, and family and friends and secrets and pain. It poisons the very thought of you to you. Bitch, nigga, fuck you, cunt, I don't love you anymore, and whispers the worst of you into the wind, shattering glass on its way out. Love is jolting, electrifying, complicated and changing. It bends and breaks backs beyond the brink of submission. It repositions the heart, aligns it with hate, and yells fire at will. I am killing the best parts my love displays. Innards for sale, pull meat and bone from skin. Love is like sin when turned inside out. Purge and promise the bile of bitter nights, cold when he is gone. And lately, he always finds a reason to leave. Even when he's standing right in front of me, eyes cold and closed, lips the thin line between love and hate, poised to pronounce me the killer of light, the death of love. The poison promised in the Garden of Eden, bite of me and no nakedness again. Cover for exposed flesh and cut ribs, find flaws and fault in the perfection of pain. Remind me to live it, pain. Remind me to give it pain. Love is like pain when turned inside out. Scouring for bandages to cover blood-soaked black and blues. Lucille and BB may never split, but lips parted do when he misses by just an inch. Can't give him no inch. Total line, walk the mile. Love is like accusation and ownership. It is like the fire of anger waiting to spark, like holding grudges hostage and burning beds. It is a piece of cake for anime, a brick through your window, sugar in your tank. Love is like breaking the bank and finding no change until you shake loose your last 2 cents. Love is. Thank you.
We have an awesome DJ in the house, DJ Bricks. Everybody show DJ Bricks some love. DJ Bricks said he wants to join and actually say that I really love something. So I want everybody to help me welcome DJ Bricks to the mic.
How y'all doing tonight? Okay. Normally I'm behind the tables a little bit. I started out my career, and I, was actually on stage and stuff. So I'm gonna do a little something for y'all, a little poem I got. When I think of love, I think of you, red birds in the sky. And I don't need my bad habits, cause your loving keeps me high. Times when we disagree, we would fuss and we would fight, but everything gonna be alright with some Mary J. Blige. I'm cool now, I got my baby, me and her against the world. Sipping on some Seagulls, watching chick flicks like Mean Girl. Yeah, I know what you mean, girl, but thugs ain't supposed to love. Make me change my mind when you pour Kool-Aid in my cup. Put food in my tummy. Never had nobody like you. When I was doing bad, you broke bread just to get me through. Gotta thank your daddy too, but he the gift and